This is our premier event of the year, the 14th annual $150,000 Battle of Lake Erie. A free-for-all pace by invitation. You'll have exacta and trifecta wagering on this race, and there are no changes. Ladies and gentlemen, the post parade. And parading our battlefield postward tonight, Mr. Tom Vassiliadis at the wheel of that beautiful luxury limousine, courtesy of Century Limousine of Berea, Ohio. At this time, we spotlight this year's battlefield. On by Judy and Paul Johnston and Craig Watkins, all of Ontario. He's banked over 659,000 career, a lifetime mark of 150-2. Trained by A.J. Peter Johnston, driven by Tony Kerwood. Number 1 is RAMBARAN. On by Brian and Jennifer Nixon of Centerport, New York, a lifetime mark 150. Earnings over 463,000. Trained by Ross Krogan and driven by David Miller. Number 2 is BJ's Whirlwind. On by Ellen L. DeVisser of Holland, Michigan. Trained by Joseph Siekman. A lifetime mark 51-4. Earnings over 208,000. Driven tonight by Dale Heitman. Number 3, Gemini Jason. On by Marilyn Fromowitz of Richmond Hill, Ontario. Has earnings over 1.1 million. A lifetime mark 150-3. Trained by Jody Dunning and driven by David Hawk. Number 4 is Oive. Owned by Robert Burgess of Cedar Valley, Ontario. A lifetime mark 151. Earnings over 253,000. Trained and driven by Kelvin Rose. Number 5 is Noble Intent. On by Matthew J., Patrick J. Jr., and Daniel J. Daly, all of Hamilton, Ontario. A lifetime mark 149-2, earnings 1.4 million plus. Owned by trained by Richard McCumber, driven by Ken Holliday. Number 6 is Stout. Owned by Brian Pinsky, Robert F. Murray, and R&D Sampson Stable of Illinois. Lifetime earnings over 353 grand. A mark of 51-1. Trained by Brian Pinsky, driven by Dean McGee. Number 7 is Tavern Talk. And completing this year's battlefield. Owned by David B. Sharp, New York City, New York. Has a lifetime mark 149-4, earnings over 839,000 career. Trained by Mark Capone. Driven by Walter Case Jr. Number 8 is Final Cheers. There you have the starting field for this year's War on the Shore, the Battle of Lake Erie. Ladies and gentlemen, the starter is now called the Pacers for the feature race of the year. This is the 14th edition of the $150,000 Battle of Lake Erie. A free-for-all pace by invitation. That field moves in behind the starting gate from the rail. RAMBARAN and Tony Kerwood, BJ's Whirlwind and David Miller. Gemini Jason Dale Heitman. Oy Vey with David Hawk. Noble Intent Kelvin Rose. Stout Kelly O'Donnell. Tavern Talk Dean McGee. And on the outside, final cheers, Walter Case Jr. They're at the post, and here they come. And this is the 14th edition of the War on the Shore here at Northfield Park. The Battle of Lake Erie. Ready, aim, fire! And it's Oy Vey first away as they leave that gate. They're 3 wide. There goes RAMBARAN up all on the inside. Around the turn they go. Oy Vey on deck. RAMBARAN on the inside. Now cruising right up on the outside. Looking to be third as they wheel off that curve. His final cheers. Into the back stretch they go. And Oy Vey will start him down to that quarter-mile mark. Has that at a length and a half. RAMBARAN sitting second. Final cheers now with a rush on the outside. Moves right up looking for the top. BJ's Whirlwind is sitting fourth. Gemini Jason's away fifth. Noble Intent is there sixth. Then comes Stout the trailer. Tavern Talk the opening quarter. 26-2. They're pacing on the far turn the first time. And as they swing over to the top of the lane, out there with the lead in the field now is final cheers. Has it by 1. Oy Vey looks him over second. RAMBARAN is there third. In the lane they come. Now moving out. As they approach the halfway station, coming on is BJ's Whirlwind. Also moving off the rail is Gemini Jason. To the outside, Stout and out tightening it along the inside. At the half is Tavern Talk. And the trailer is Noble Intent. The half, 55 seconds. They go to the club turn and their payoff half mile. And as they make the swing, out on top, it's final cheers. Has the advantage of 1. Oy Vey along the rail. Along the outside, that's BJ's Whirlwind sitting third. Covered up along the rail, RAMBARAN is fourth. Along the outside, that's Gemini Jason now 3 wide. Here comes Stout on the outside with Ken Holiday. They go to the 3/4 and out charging up on the outside. There goes David Miller with BJ's Whirlwind. He's got a neck on top 3/4, 123-1 on the turn. They're coming home in a Battle Lake Erie. It's BJ's Whirlwind out there with that leader now on the outside. Here's Stout, the challenge, moves up alongside, looks that leader right in the eye, shoves the neck on top, down along the rail. Final cheers now, third outside Oy Vey. They're in heartbreak, learning to drive for the wire, and bringing them down on the outside. That's Kenny Holiday with Stout, battling back on the inside, David Miller and BJ's Whirlwind. BJ's Whirlwind on the outside, Stout, BJ's Whirlwind, 151, a new track record. Continue to hold out. Take us that photo sign is up. Still 3 races remaining on tonight's card, 2 of which are Ohio Sire Stakes for 4- and 5-year-old trotters. And 4- and 5-year-old pacers. Return to the winner's circle, number 2, BJ's Whirlwind. Ladies and gentlemen, the result of the 14th edition of the Battle of Lake Erie is official on the board. Parading back to the winner's circle is the official winner of this year's War on the Shore, number 2, BJ's Whirlwind. Pacing that mile in a brand new track and battle record, 151. BJ's Whirlwind, a 5-year-old bay horse by Precious Bunny from Tabloid by No Nukes. Just posted his 3rd victory of the year. He's owned by Brian and Jennifer Nixon of Centerport, New York. Trained by Ross Krogan and driven tonight by David Miller. Your 2-6 exacta returns $26. Trifecta 264, $128. And trackside to make the trophy presentation of this year's winner of the Battle of Lake Erie, we have the chairman of Northfield Park Harness, Mr. Carl Milstein. On the next race tonight, your 13th race, exacta and trifecta wagering the 13th race, 4th leg of the Ohio Sire Stakes for 4- and 5-year-old pacers. There are no changes in race 13, and again, still 3 races remaining on tonight's card, followed by full card simulcasting into the wee hours of the morning, so make plans to stay with us. At this time, I do believe we're going to head down to the winner's circle to Dave Bianconi. David?
All right, I'm joined by David Miller, a guy that's joined me about 500 times in this winner's circle, but not under these circumstances. First off, welcome home. Your first win in Ohio all season. You picked the right time to do it.
Yeah, it was the right one to get.
Now, David, this horse has been racing extremely well at the Meadowlands versus Top Company. Comes into this race off a place finish behind Red Bow Tie. Parked out first over almost the whole way, but this horse, that's his usual trip.
Yeah, he's been this dead game all year. He's chased Red Bow Tie down. Just can't beat him.
Now, we're about ready to watch the replay here, and you can take us step by step through the race. Very hot first quarter in 26-2. Where did you get out in this opening frame?
I just wanted to get away as close as I could and not give anything up.
That's on the outside, Oy Vey blasting to the lead. You've got RAMBARAN second. Final Cheers shooting up on the outside. He actually takes over at the quarter in 26-2. You feeling pretty comfortable sitting fourth at this point?
Well, I knew they were going at a pretty good pace, but I figured I'd end up being first over. But luckily, he's strong enough to deal with that.
Now, once Case finally clears here, you make your move coming off the turn, heading towards the half. This horse, most of his races lately have been on mile tracks. He did win a leg of the Graduate Series for you, though, at Freehold earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's just super sharp right now. He's better now than he was a month ago.
Okay, here you come first over. You're getting a head-on view of Final Cheers. Did you have a pretty good feeling you were going to be able to get past him once you got close to him?
Well, I come and Waltered it, and I seen him to take off, so I pulled the plugs right here in the third turn, and he brushed right by him.
Half and 55 flat, that takes a lot out of a lot of horses on a half-mile track, even these top galloper ones. You're making up ground steadily here, but not exactly a giant fast move.
Yeah, like well, right here, I just pulled his earplugs, and he sprinted right by and held off the charge by Stout.
Yeah, here comes Ken Holliday and Stout 3 wide right now. He makes a big move. Actually, it looked like he was about a half a length ahead of you coming into the turn for home.
Yeah, he headed my horse, but my horse, he's dead game.
You better believe it. Here it looks like Holliday getting to the front. Can't cross over, though, as your horse you're keeping alive. 3 quarters, 123-1. Then a very good sprint here down the lane.
Yeah, like I say, he's just tremendous. He loves his job.
And you're not really getting into him too much till right before the wire.
No, he gives it all.
David, we've enjoyed watching you at the Meadowlands this year. You've certainly done better than you even probably thought you could, picking up a lot of drives. We knew you had the talent. Just the question was, could you get the drives? And certainly it made everyone in Ohio proud. How about the finish of this race? You, Ken Holliday, and David Hawk, first, second, and third. Looked like a race at Lebanon in the early 80s when you guys were in your 20s.
Yeah, it does. That's great.
Well, congratulations and welcome home to David Miller. BJ's Whirlwind, all-time track record here at Northfield, 151 flat. Just a fifth of a second off the world record and the second fastest mile ever on a half-mile track at night. Congratulations to BJ's Whirlwind, David Miller, Ross Krogan, and owners Brian and Jennifer Nixon.
Here's how they finished the race. RAMBARAN was 4th. BJ's Whirlwind, the winner, Gemini Jason 7th. Oive 3rd. Noble Intent was 8th. Stout 2nd. Tavern Talk 5th. Final Cheers 6th. The time, 1:51. An all-time track record here at Northfield Park. Top down, it's a 4:17, 3:825, and a 6.